Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Guys, we got some breaking news to start out here. On July 19th, it is 7:26. Market opens in about 4 minutes. And guys, there has been an internet outage, a global technology disruption. There's airlines that are unable to lift off. They're grounded. Um, Microsoft and Crowd have been disrupting flights, banks, and media outlets throughout the country and throughout the world. There's airlines and airports in the United States, Europe, Australia, India that are reporting problems. Flights are grounded; they can no longer lift off, and so we are dealing with kind of one of those once in a lifetime moments where there's people that can't actually fly or go anywhere or do anything. They're kind of just stuck. And this is becoming a huge problem. There's grocery stores that are temporarily shut down. There's also banks that are being disrupted in South Africa. London Stock Exchange is experiencing disruptions. Long lines at airports. They said that there's some lines at the airports that are going outside of the airport itself. There's a lot going on today, guys. Airlines aren't able to work, all due to this CrowdStrike holding. I guess they did an update to some of their recent spyware or something like that, and it has crashed. Also, Microsoft is down. So we did add this to the list to kind of watch it and see as far as, how far down can this actually go. Microsoft also down very dramatically here. Market opens in about 1 minute. Market opens. I did buy some companies already pre-market. I do apologize. I was going to go live around 7 o'clock this morning, and that just did not happen for me. So we'll have to do one of those pre-market shows later on in this coming week. I could do that for you guys. As of right now, though, market opens in just a few minutes. We do have a couple of shares. I did buy into this company, 10 shares at $23.89. Obviously, it's experienced some pullback after hours and some consolidation right around this level here. So we'll see if that can hold, as these other levels did not hold at all. Also, I bought a 4 shares around $300 in TQQQ. Although with the news now, this may actually pull back. So we'll see what happens. And then Chipotle Mexican Grill, I bought 2 shares for about $100. Nothing too crazy, up about 10 cents. So we're going to see what happens on our mini P&L for the day. And here we go. Market is officially open. See if we see a huge sell-off here. Now from previous day, this is actually pretty low. So we'll see if this actually has a nice rally. Bitcoin seems to be pushing up. Actually, it seems to be selling off still pretty aggressively. So we'll see if there's some kind of a fake out this morning by chance. Get a little bit heavier on our shares. Got 20 shares at $23.90. See if we can get this to go up a little bit more. TQQ pushing down. This would be a solid reversal here. This may be a swing trade that I play, but on TQQQ, this can go up as high as $80 again for about a 17 or 18% profit on $300. That's not bad. The Mexican Grill also trying to push up. And there goes Mara selling off again. Guys, ASML is also selling off this morning. We had a subscriber call this company out. Couple of, what was it, yesterday, I believe, or a couple days ago, he called this company out. Seems to be trading within this trend line level here. So do be aware of that. Between 9:11 and 9:34, it seems to be trading in that area. Crowd had a nice sell-off today, huge gap down. FFIE also pulling down, trading in this channel here, finding resistance right there at that level. So we're actually going to delete, I'm actually going to keep those levels up there. But now it's crashing below those levels. So we'll see if it can manage to recover. Or does it go lower, back to those 18-cent lows? It has been trading for quite some time at this level here, and potentially right here at that $40 level as well. Mara is down. Now we will not be adding any money to Mara. We're going to keep it light today at only $470, as this can sell off even more. And it looks like that's exactly what it's going to do. $7, $6. There we go. Bitcoin pushing up now. Nice push up. Mara still selling off though. Bitcoin Cash is selling off. And this is also selling off. So a nice little fake out here with that. I'm going to go ahead and sell those 20 shares at market. $9 is more than enough for me to get out. $9 on what, 400 bucks? %, loss on that position. Chipotle Mexican Grill. Now, my plan on this is to hopefully catch a nice bottom here at $52, $53. Write this up even to previous highs of 58. That would be a 9% profit. If we get back up to where it was before it had its stock reversal, that's a 30% profit. So even on a $100 investment, that's 30 bucks in profit. $1,000 investment would be $300. So when this starts showing signs of upward momentum, I will add more to the company. It looks like this is finding some support. Although it can go as low as down here even. It looks like it's what it did briefly for just a moment. FFIE continuing to sell off, finding that support level. Now you don't need much of a bounce on this to make some money here. A 6% profit would be very nice. The clear signs of it is still selling off, so we're not going to really mess with that. Mara's still selling off. Wanting to push back up, 23.44. It has pushed up a few cents. Oh man. Gonna get in here, see if we can make some of our money back. I did go a little bit heavy. But now this is pushing up. Very nice, very nice. See if we can make some of our money back here. Hopefully it's not some sort of a fake out. There we go, big push. Oh yeah, nice big push. Glad we waited. We bought the dip. Should have bought a little bit lower, like 23.46. It's already up 2% almost. And I'm up only a half a point, so I lost a whole percentage point there. Mars seems to be pushing up like crazy right now. Now there was some news that came out this morning that I read about Trump pushing Bitcoin even further. He wants to be the leader of Bitcoin, just like they were the leader when they landed on the moon. And, we want to be the first to do everything as America. So very interesting to see this start to pull back, maybe get to those highs at 375. It might push up a little bit higher than that, but we're going to keep watching this until it starts showing signs of our first red candle, which could be right there. Nope, pushing higher. Still pushing. TQQ coming down. Like coming down a little bit. Or coming back down. People locking in profits. Bitcoin Cash is still going up, so it's starting to lose that momentum. 376. All right, all right. How is everyone doing today? I didn't even ask. I didn't even share my link. I'm doing bad today. I am doing really bad. Not doing my part over here. Bitcoin pushing up nicely. Yep, still pushing up. I was at 23.91. All my money back. That's good. Let's see what it does. It starts to sell off. We may have to lock in profits. There it goes. Going to keep pushing up. And on the 1 hour, on the 4-hour chart, this looks really good. Keeping up with this trend line here. This trend line could technically go all the way back up to those $71,000 levels. Oh, Bitcoin Cash, on the other hand, is kind of just staying stagnant right where it is. Here we go. Huge push up, guys. Huge push. Wow. $24. It's going to continue to go up. Good morning, Scott. Have you looked at NAAS? No, I have not. I might be able to look at that now after we put in some of this money here. I'm going to sell 40. It's just one red candle. Let's see what happens here. How fast it can drop in 1 minute. It may not drop at all. It may continue to push higher. There we go. Pushing up even more. I'm going to put in a little bit more. Buy a couple more shares. I think that's where we get out. Pushing up even more. About to touch this resistance level here at 64.9. Just hit that 380 level on Bitcoin Cash. And it just went through it. Oh, pulling back. And we're out. Even though this may push up even more, I don't really know for sure. It can go up to 71,000. Could also hit this resistance level and come right back down. So do be aware of that. There we go. It's going to start pushing down. We're up $12 from what, being down like seven or 10 bucks. Can't remember. It was like $7 or $10 that I was down. So that was like a $20 difference. That was a 3.5% return. Bought 50 shares at 23.65. 23.65 was right here. I traded it somewhere here for 1.5% and got up as high as 2.7% on my trade anyways. I sold at 24.02. I sold 40 shares at 24.02 right here in this area. I went up another 25 cents on 40 shares. 25 cents on 40 shares. Another $10. So that would have been up like $23 today. That's all right. So we are officially out of Mara. Made some good money on this little run up. Looks like it may start coming down a little bit, but that was a huge run for a Friday. Very impressive. Very impressive run. Locked in $12. We're up 0.5% point today. Now CMG, these are companies that I may hold over the weekend. As long as I start seeing signs of, a little bit of upward momentum, signs of a reversal, I don't mind holding $100 on Chipotle Mexican Grill. Now if it starts to come down even further, which, obviously it can come down as low as $44, $35 even, then we may consider getting out. And then TQQQ, I do believe this can reverse very nicely as it has touched this point a couple of times. Has a nice solid trend line up, but the next support would probably be around like $63, $64. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Pretty much sounds like it. Where's all my people at today? Where's everyone at? Ooh, Mara right back to where it started. Huge push off. Hopefully Chipotle Mexican Grill can start making some new highs. That'd be very nice to see. As far as like a 4-hour chart, it may not happen overnight, because this took about 35 days. So if this takes anywhere from like 35 to, maybe 60 days to come back up, that would be amazing. That'd be a 36% profit. Same with TQQQ. It's not going to come up in just one day. It took 8 days to come down, so I could say maybe take 2 weeks to recover, potentially. So I do have 4 shares of TQQQ at 73.31. Also have 2 shares of CMG, or Chipotle Mexican Grill, for about $107. So very light positions for right now, until I start seeing signs of upward momentum, and then I'll add to these positions as they go up. Mara selling off, had a very nice spike. Now I should have caught that bounce at 23.40. That would have been very nice for a 3.8% profit. That'd have been like $38 on a $1,000 investment. I am going to set a resistance level on the day, support level on the day, and then we're going to compare it to yesterday and the last couple of days. So this week it has created this area of opportunity from lows of 21.69 to highs of 27.30. So by simply holding just a couple of days from Monday to Wednesday, you'd be up 24%. Now it has given a lot of that money back. Good morning, Tina. Good morning. How are you all doing? Dale, good morning. Scott, good morning. It did give a little bit of back, so it is finding that resistance right here, or support level. Did find some resistance at this level also, so very interesting to see that happen this morning. Tina, we had a huge push up today, Tina. I bought here at a mid, I sold way down here at 23.44 and should have just entered back in as soon as I sold. Waited for this to push up a little bit, bought 50 shares at 23.65, which I left, 23.65. I left 25 cents on the table here, and then I sold too early, selling at 24.02. Went up to 24.29, so I left 50 cents on the table on this one trade this morning. An extra 50 cents per share. 50 shares times 0.5, that was an extra $25. $25 on top of the, I think, what was it, 15? That would have been a $40 day right there. Now I am in on Chipotle still. And TQQQQ, finding some of that support, pushing up. So we are up about $10 today, nothing crazy. Crowd has come back up. CrowdStrike from where it was previously. It's actually up 5%. So that would have been a very nice play too. It's up 5%, guys. That's $50 on a $1,000 investment. Very quickly, very easily, in about 19 minutes. Microsoft also pushed up about 2% this morning from that support, finding some resistance right here. Bitcoin trying to get back to those previous channel level. As it was before, it was kind of trading in this area. So let's see if it could stay in this area right here. Now Bitcoin Cash has gone as high as $400.05 and as low as $370. So right now we're kind of mid-range. But because it had such a big push up, I don't want to hold this or buy at the top here. This would definitely be a top now, or a heavy resistance. It hit the resistance and it couldn't pass it, right? So you got resistance right there, and you got resistance just above it. And it may continue to push up, depending on how strong Bitcoin is. Yep, here we go. Gonna push up again from those 23.94 levels. Now this might be a good position to get in right now, as this can go up almost 2%. Give me about $20 on a $1,000 investment. There it goes, starting to push. Very nice push up. It's at 24.08 where I previously sold. And then I sold another 16 shares at 24.24. So there it goes, just past that resistance level. Let's see if it can hold. If it can hold this resistance level, it'll become a support. Nope, can't. Nope, catching that resistance right there. So right here would be a good point to lock in profits as you're about to experience a pullback. That's 1.5% profit right there. Oh, hold on. Bitcoin is pushing up. So it may hold the support level now. And if it does, that's a strong support level at $64,000, almost $65,000 for Bitcoin. $380 for Bitcoin Cash. Mara pulling back. Ding ding 9991. Hey, any ongoing plays? Yep, we have Chipotle Mexican Grill, 2 shares at $100. We have TQQQ. As you can see here, it's finding that support for a potential 12 to 16% profit once TQQQ goes back up to those previous highs. Chipotle Mexican Grill potentially a 10% profit, and I believe as high as a 30% profit on that when it does. So I may swing trade these two over the weekend. I just traded Mara very, very nicely. I was able to buy here, here. I did sell down here to cut my losses and get a better share price or average price. And then I actually should have bought in right when I sold. I should have bought again, but I waited until 23.65 and bought 50 shares, which is around like $1,100 invested, up about 12 bucks. Thoughts on DJT? I bought puts on Monday when it was at 45. IV was insane though, so barely in profits. Expiry next week. Well, let's take a look at that for you. DJT is a company we've traded in the past, and we were successful trading. As you can see, we traded it right around this area. Right there, as you can see, when it spiked up. Now, on the 4-hour, looks like it could potentially do what we thought it would do, and some, right? We thought from this level it would spike up to resistance, but it came all the way up to this resistance for a 76% profit. Now it hasn't done nothing but sell off, and potentially it can just use this 200-day moving average as a resistance level. So the lower this 200-day moving average goes, the lower the stock price is going to follow. Okay, so be aware of that. It could still sell off very aggressively. Okay, so don't get caught holding the bag on this one. I'd wait till you see signs of some upward momentum, and then I would play it, right? Right now, this even is acting as a heavy resistance. It's a great question. Ding Ding said, thanks mate, appreciate it. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you guys have any other companies you want me to look at, today's all about you guys. I did make some trades this morning. Locked in a few dollars on this small account. But yeah, just happy to be here. This is my favorite part of the day, is talking with you guys and sharing my thoughts and opinions, and kind of hearing what you guys have to say about new companies, new stocks, or just overall, you know, how your day is going, and how your investing journey is going. So they did break this resistance. It'll now become a support. There we go. Bitcoin's just continuing to go up. It just crossed over 65,000. You're seeing it here first. And it can go all the way back up to 71,000 if it really wants to. So hopefully I didn't sell too early. I mean, I definitely sold too early, but Mara has the potential to go up to $27 where it was previously at. And it can go as high as $34 when Bitcoin was at 72,000. There we go. Nice push up again. Back up to previous levels. Now I did sell at 24.24, so this is right where I sold previously for another 16 shares. So it may hit this resistance and come right back down, and it may not. Looks like it's continuing to rise. And there we go, we just broke through that resistance level. Now if it can hold this resistance level, next one would be probably right around here, it looks like. Right around there would be a solid resistance level. Ding Ding, thoughts on AMD? It's dropped quite a bit over the past few days. I think Hut 8 mining could be a good long play as well. Okay, let's look at AMD. Oh wow, yep, very nice. Now I have traded Intel in the past. It looks a lot like what Intel was doing, where it had, support and resistance and was kind of trading within this channel. Now it looks like it's hitting those resistance levels again at 153, or support levels, I'm sorry. Which means this will become a resistance, this will become a resistance. Obvious resistance way up here. So this could be definitely a nice oversold company. That's great. I'm going to add it to our oversold list because it is oversold. It had a nice pullback of about 16%. AMD obviously is a good company. It has over $250 billion, $7 million in volume as of today. And yeah, I can easily see this going up. So I'm going to add an alert here. If it starts showing signs, if it breaks this resistance level, then it could potentially, if it breaks 160, then we could see this go up even higher. And if you can catch the ride from 160 back up to 187, that's a 15% profit. 15% profit. And if you buy at the lows it's at, that's a 20% profit. So AMD is looking really, really nice. Ding ding. AMD has earnings on July 30th as well. Should be good. Major, happy crowd disaster day Friday. Yeah, Major, it's definitely going to go into the books, right? As a part of history where, a software update crashed a lot of the global technology, airlines, banks. I even heard some medical facilities. It's nuts. It's nuts. Now, HUT 8 mining is looking pretty good. They had a very nice pullback here, about a 14% pullback. I'm going to add this to the list because why? It's oversold. And anything that happens when it's oversold tends to recorrect itself. So it pulled back about 18%, and then it shot up 45%, came back down another 15%. So this could potentially even just get back to highs. That's an 18% profit and beyond. So very interesting to see. We're going to draw our resistance levels right here. We're going to draw our support levels right here because it caught the resistance, gapped up over, came back down and hit this as a support. So very interesting to see. Good call out on this. Ding ding, good call out. It's up 6%. So if you would invest $1,000 from the low to the high, you would have made $65 in just a few minutes. Great call out on that. Ding ding. Also, I said HUT looks like a good intraday play. Yeah, I'm looking at HUT right now. It looks really nice. Has some support levels right there. Let's go back to our 4-hour. Looks like it's catching a little bit of resistance here. Right at that candle. Do you see that? Right here and right here. So when you go to the 5-minute, it's right on that resistance line from yesterday and today. So this can probably pull back a little bit before it actually starts going back up. So be aware of that, guys. It can have a nice little pullback before it starts to go back up. Definitely adding it to my list of companies though. Great call out here on that. Very nice call out. Bitcoin finding a new resistance level at 65,253. Finding support here. New support level. Undo that. Finding a little bit of resistance though right here at this level. Mara. Yeah, it did find some resistance right there. Right at that level, as you can see, boom. Yep. Now why does that match up? because on the 4 hour, or let's look at the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, it was right in this area of resistance. Created support first, then dropped below, created resistance until it gapped up, created support levels here, and then it crashed through those support levels, created some resistance, support, and now resistance. So though it's looked like it might be trading within this channel today. If it pulls back, 4%, we could potentially buy more at that $23, maybe even $24 level. So very good call out on that one. Chipotle Mexican Grill, trying to find that support still at 53.33. And TQQQ also finding support at around 72.68. So very curious and interested to see what happens with these companies as time goes on. Now OCGN, I want to talk about OCGN real quick, because look at this, guys. It's done it in the past. It's gone all the way from $1.11 to $2, 100% profit. It's pulled back to this 158 level, shot back up to 180 and came back down. Now this time it's gone from 111 up to 197, pulled back to 158 just like it did here, and now it's starting to rise. It's starting to go up. Why? Because patterns do tend to repeat themselves. Now, it doesn't mean it has to. Oh, you got to buy 100 shares of this. Doesn't mean it has to, but that's what it looks like it's doing, guys. See that little tiny bounce right there? From 158 to 185 is a 16% profit. So if you take it from 158, from lows of 158 to now 185, that's a 17% profit potentially. But then it will come back down after that. Do you see that? Let's go to the 4 hour. Same with this one. It came down, not all the way, and then it bounced back up. Had like a mini reversal here, right? All the way up to 2s, down to 140, back up to 2s, down to $1, back up to 2s, down to 156. Following that trend line very nicely still. Now this potentially can go back up, get one more little push up to these levels, and then it could come right back down. So be aware of that, okay? Be aware of that. But it did go right along with our trade plan. As you can see, we did trade it at the beginning of the upward momentum. But if you would have bought in at 119 and sold at 197, that's a 65% profit in 20 days. My goal on this channel is to make 40% a month. This was 65% in 2 weeks. Maybe 3 weeks, about 3 weeks. Not bad at all. Last trade I took was 100 shares, and then I sold 200 shares at 169, leaving a lot of money on the table from 169. Another 16% profit I left on the table. Major, LOL, just worked out why you're saying ding ding. Yeah, some people have weird names. I'm sorry, ding ding 9991, but I call you DD instead of ding ding. That's funny, Major. I'm sure people thought the same thing with your name when I'd say Major, or like, something about Major. Hey, Major, or major delays. I was saying that at first. I was saying major delays. So I wonder if they thought major delays on what? Major delays on trading today? Major delays on news? So they probably thought the same thing. Call me DD, bro. Cool, DD. I like DD better than Ding Ding for sure. DD says DJT dropping to lower end of support. DJT. Let's look at that. What the heck? Oh yeah, DJT is coming down. It did bounce off of that 45-day moving average on the 4-hour. On the 1-hour, it's past that 45-day moving average. Trying to bounce off of that 200-day moving average on the 30-minute. It is finding support though. You're right. It is finding support at 35.25. And now starting to showcase signs of upward momentum. If it can go back up to these highs, that's about an 8% profit. Get back up to highs of where it was this morning, about a 6% profit. So we're going to wait and see what this does. Set our alerts. Due diligence. Yeah, that's also what DD could mean. Due diligence. Make sure you do your DD on these. All right, something's pushing up here. Testing the resistance level again. Mara is testing that resistance level again. Wow, broke another resistance. Now support. At 383, gonna test that resistance level at 383.40. This can stay above this resistance level, then it'll become a support. And this thing's just gonna keep going up, guys. Look at that. Nice trend line factor up. It's already up 20% from its lows and can go up as high as 36%. So we'll see what happens with this company. Sold way too early though, that's for sure. Sold 40 shares at 24.02, leaving another 40 cents on the table, plus the 60 cents on the table right now. 50 shares times 0.6, another $30. Would have been up 42, closer to 50 bucks this morning, but I sold a little bit too early. Okay, past its resistance level, created a nice strong support level at 24.47. Now this thing can just continue to go up, obviously, to new highs, as it did so here, from those lows of $19 to highs at $27. 43% profit, guys, in 5 days. If I would have just held $2,000 here and sold up here without all these buys and sells and buys and sells, we'd be up almost, we'd be up $860 on a $2,000 investment in 5 days. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. You can do that with every single company that I've ever traded. So don't tend to like to go back and look back at those things. Chipotle, I didn't even notice this huge candle on Chipotle. It happened right after I bought it, right when the market opened. So that's why sometimes it's good to have those sell limit orders. That way you can be prepared. And say you want to sell it up here at 54, I could have put it this high, sold a limit, and then I would have been safe. So that way if it would have reached up here, it would have sold instantly, and I would have locked in profits. So that's a pretty cool little move to use, especially if it has previous resistance of that area. Yep, looks like there is previous resistance, and that's why it didn't go up any higher. Guys, see that resistance right here? Pre-market, shot up, pulled back. Now there is some lower support levels, obviously, on this. Then broke up through this resistance level, which was support. Now creating support, and then it hit that what used to be another resistance level, hit it, and came back down. So that's really good to be aware of. Same thing with TQQQ. If we take a look at this, they have had areas of interest as low as 71.73. Some more support levels at 72. And right now it's catching some heavy resistance right around where it was pre-market today. pre-market, but we're going to put this right about, I'm going to put two of them. We're going to put one here. Okay. At 70, just shy of $74. And another one at $73.64. All right, so it needs to break some of these key levels for me to add more to my position. Tomorrow, finding new resistance again, way up here at 24.66. Should have known. I should have known better. When you have a downward trend, even if it pushes up, it's still a downward trend until it's broken. Same with an upward trend, showing upward trend, upward momentum. And sure, a little pullback doesn't mean that it broke the trend line, especially overall on like a 4-hour chart. Edie says, do you only play longs or do you play shorts and options as well? Great question, DD. I don't short at the moment. Now I could on my margin account, individual margin account right here. This account has over $30,000 in it. Probably a little more by now because it's middle of the month. But I do have the option to short here. I haven't shorted anything. Like this would be a great short to take once it starts pulling back again. But I may get into it this year. I may start shorting some stuff this year. Options, I've tried options in the past and just didn't really care for them. Didn't really care for them at all. I'm more of a long-term investor anyways, like by heart. Like I started with dividend investing, passive income, and generating monthly income through stock market. So that $30,000 account generates me a pretty steady monthly income. Also do some, longer plays, like longer swing trades. I have TQQQ in that position. My average is right around, I believe, $74 on TQQ over here because I've been averaging down in my margin account. And so when it does go up, you could easily have, from $74 back up to highs of a 16% profit on say 10 grand. That would give me $1,600, and then I just add that, and so I do have the margin account, but I kind of got bored with it because you can only talk and look at your swing trades for so long. So I took $1,000 out. Actually, it was less. It was like $500. Took $500 out of the margin account and put it into this individual cash because I noticed you could have multiple accounts. You could have margin account, cash account. There's futures now. You could have traditional IRA, Roth IRA, and so I opened a cash account. One, because I wanted to showcase to you all how to grow a small account from even $500 to where it sits now. It's a little over $2,000. It's about to hit $2,500. And how I was able to double that account within a few months, and how we're able to double it again by the end of the year. So the goal for this is to take that, $500 and increase it and grow it to a $25,000 mark, which would then give you guys the ability to follow along, watch as I do it, and maybe take some of my key strategies that I use to hopefully help you guys. Also learning from my mistakes. That way you don't make those mistakes too along the way. And yeah, we've been documenting it every single morning for months and months now. I trade live every day, Monday through Friday, and it's been a great experience. This is a high risk cash account, which means I don't have to worry about any day trades. I'll just have to make sure I trade with settled funds. So say the $2,000 from today, if I use $1,000 on a trade, that's one trade. If I use another 1,000 on another trade, that's two trades. But then I won't have any more money to use for a third trade. Now there are days where I've traded 6, 7, 8 day trades in a single day and didn't get flagged as a pattern day trader because it's cash account. It also gets you by that $25,000 mark PDT rule. So if you trade with a couple $1,000s, you know, say you have, for example, $2,000. If you made $100 trades, then you can have 20 trades every single day at $100 in value, which is pretty cool. Options, I like options because they're very low entry, they're very low risk. Well, not low risk, but you can only lose what you buy your contract for. So there's days I buy $5 contracts, $10 contracts, and I lose the $5 or $10. But the potential gain on those, if they were right, would be like $100, $200. So, you know, if that's what you like, if you find value in trading options, if you find value in shorting stocks, then all better to you. You know, there's no right or wrong way to make money in the market if you're profiting. TQQ consolidating in this little area here. May do that for a little while. Mara finding some more resistance at 2470. CMG or Chipotle Mexican Grill kind of trading horizontally. CUMP Pain. Oh man, I'm gonna just call you CM. CM is asking what you think of Tesla. Let's take a look. I have been watching Tesla for quite some time, especially now with this pullback here. Anytime you see key levels like support and resistance, or even these yellow trend lines, that means we have already been watching it in past videos. Finding support at 242. Now remember, support levels can go as low as right here, 234.87. So be aware that this can pull back a little bit more. I would wait to see what happens, as it did fall below that 45-day moving average, which means it can come all the way back down to this 200-day moving average. So if I draw a trend line right now of where it's going and a trend line of kind of where this is heading, you can see that it doesn't look very good for Tesla. That doesn't mean it has to come down to these levels at 220. It could potentially just continue to go up from where it is right now, bouncing off of that support level here. But I want you guys to be aware that there's a lot of resistance levels for it to get through before that can happen. It'd be a nice percent return, about 9% return. But as of right now, it looks like it has a downward momentum pattern. It's making lower lows, lower highs. And so for that, I am going to be waiting to see what happens. Now this could be a fake out candle. As you can see here, huge sell-off. Had one green candle thinking that the bulls were back, and then it started crashing again. Another green candle, another big red candle. MACD obviously is very oversold. I mean, this company, no lie, is oversold. It's a very oversold company. So for that, we will add it to our oversold watch list. I didn't want to put too many on here, as you know, that does start getting a little crazy when I want to trade. But I do like to have it on there for the simple fact for you guys. You know, I trade the same 2 or 3 companies every single day, if not the same one company every day. But you guys might not like Mara. You guys might not even like that I talk about Bitcoin. So I like to add oversold potential and then follow up with them. I said on 7/23 there's going to be an estimated earnings of 63 cents for Tesla. That just doesn't seem very good. Estimated earnings only 63 cents. So we will see what happens with this as it starts to pull back. Finding some support. Maybe it'll consolidate right here and then bounce back up, maybe intraday about 3%, but it definitely doesn't have to. Hopefully that answers your question, CM. Thank you for asking. And guys, the live stream's coming to an end. It is coming to an end. We are living some history right now with crowd messing stuff up across the globe with their software update. Bitcoin hitting that historical $65,000 mark again. It's still pushing up, about to hit $66,000 any minute. Look at that push up. I'm so happy we were able to play that today. Not every day is like this, but most days we do profit. That's a 6% move. And a lot of times there's 6% moves all the time. Almost every day with Mara, there's like 6% moves. There has been all week long. Even back when I was trading horizontally, getting some of these plays, waiting for them to bounce, and then going back up, has been pretty amazing too. Even down here, back in June, you were seeing significant pushes up. This was a 5% play. This one was 5%. This one was 6%. This one from lows to highs was 6%. This one was very nice. Even from where it opened to where it closed at 12%. So I like to trade Mara because I'm understanding its key levels, its support and resistance, as well as opportunity costs. So very happy to be able to trade Mara today and be a part of history for sure. DD says, DJT, good short entry right now. DJT, did I not put it on the list? DJT. Oh, okay. Yep. I can see that. This would have been a nice short right here, DD, from those highs of 50 all the way to back down to lows of 35. But a 30% short in literally one day. If we went pre-market, 30% short in less than one day. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Gives you a little insight of what I do every single day. Share my thoughts, opinions, and also make trades live to where we can make actual money. Made $12 on Mara today. Unfortunately, we left a lot on the table, selling the majority of my position down at 24.02 and 24.24. Now it's up and hit highs at 24.85, leaving almost a full dollar on the table. So unfortunately, fortunately for everyone else, this will continue to rise. If you're still holding, congratulations, as this is a very nice push up for Bitcoin from those previous lows. And yeah, made about $9 so far. We're gonna hold on to our TQQ position and our Chipotle grill position probably over the weekend just to see, what happens. Not really too worried about that. Also, guys, check out the second or third link below. You'll get access to our free Discord server where you can see when I make more trades, when I reduce my position size or add to my position size through the Discord. Obviously, I can't go live all day long, so after my live recordings, I like to, still communicate and chat with you guys in the Discord and bring up new trading ideas. Like now that we saw HUT, CrowdStrike, and AMD, I will be talking about them in the Discord and giving my opinions on them as far as key levels. Now remember, guys, before I go, there's 4 things to remember before investing, 4 focuses, and that is 1, direction must be in our favor. We must be able to have clear direction. Number 2 is understanding patterns. Old patterns tend to repeat themselves. Not always, but more times than none, they do repeat themselves. And 3 is key levels. By understanding key levels like support and resistance, you're able to take advantage and make better decisions when you get into a trade. And finally, opportunity cost. I wouldn't invest $1,000 to make $1, but I wouldn't mind investing $1,000 to make 60 or 100 or $200. So just a little food for thought. Happy you guys were able to join our Friday live stream. And Major says joined yesterday, Poker Huntus or something. Okay, cool. Then I will see you all in the Discord. And thank you for spending a part of your morning with me. Have a great weekend. And remember, I do always our Sunday night stock talks at 7 p.m. Those are live, so we'll be able to talk a little bit more about our next week setups, next week plays, and even go over some of our past week plays that we called out last Sunday. So if you find interest in that, subscribe to the channel, smash the little bell notification so that we know when I do go live. But it is every Sunday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay? Thank you guys. I appreciate your time. And remember, let's end the year on a green note. Thanks. Have a great day.